Wait. Wait.
Why are we waiting?
I think. Well, I was making sure I was recording with the right device in Audacity, but we're just gonna go gamble with it and hope so.
No, let's not gamble. Let's maybe tap the mic and find out.
Here, I'll just stand back.
Where's he going?
Whisper really quiet. I'll come up here and I'll whisper. Oh yeah, it pops up. I went back there and I whispered. It didn't work over there, but worked up here. Worked great, didn't it?
Okay. Welcome to Don't Be a Ding Dong. It's our show called Don't Be a Ding Dong. I'm Ryan, joined by Quentin and Andy.
Oh man, you jumped right into it. Is it your turn to host?
And I'm Andy.
For clarification, no. See, that's where the audio listeners are going to get mad because I'm Andy.
Yeah, I'm not Andy.
I'm also not Andy.
Andy, are your glasses slightly tinted yellow? You kind of look like Bono.
They are. I believe you gifted me these. Actually, they are.
Is that something I did?
I think you bought them from Amazon or like tried them out, and they're meant to be like the blue light glasses or something. Like they tint it orange so that you can edit late into the night. And you were like, these don't work on me.
Huh. All right. Anybody else got anything?
Oh, I got stuff. You teeing me up. I got two things. First off, I'm going to pass it right back to you.
Okay.
Due to a messaging conversation we had earlier today where you showed me a bottle of that like stuff that you squirt in your water for energy. And I said, I don't really like those because they always taste like liquefied crayon. And then you sent back something about a child doing that in your school. And I said, save it for the podcast. So I'm going to push this back to you. What do you mean someone did that?
I immediately forgot about that we were doing that on the show tonight. Okay. Yeah, I was a little... First of all, why does liquid water enhancer make you think of liquefied crayon?
That's what they taste like. Like they're supposed put one in, you're like, this is going to taste like Orange Crush or like Kool-Aid. And instead you're like, oh, this tastes like what I imagine it would taste like to drink a box of Crayolas.
Wow. I mean, it tastes like it just tastes like black cherry to me. But you mentioned liquefied crayon, and that brought up a core memory from preschool. I was 4, and I was in preschool, and the name of the preschool I went to was called Mother's Day Out. And we did this thing that they probably saw on that newfangled internet, where if you take a bunch of crayons and put them in like a muffin tin, and then bake them at a low temperature, they melt down into a multicolored like crayon puck, and then you can like color with it and rotate it around. Except that they must have missed the part where you're supposed to take the paper wrapping off of the crayons, and you're also not supposed to forget them in the oven when you've gone and started doing something else. So we went, we put our crayons in the muffin tins and put them in the oven, and then we were like, okay, we'll come back in 30 minutes. And then we went into the room and watched VeggieTales. And yeah. Okay, so here's where the lore comes in. It was Lyle the Kindly Viking. I looked it up after we talked about this earlier. And I found out it was Lyle the Kindly Viking because that's the episode that features the silly songs with Larry, although this was the classy song with Larry, Larry's High Silk Hat, which is sung to the tune of the song Funiculi Funicula, an Italian song, which you may also know as the Spider-Man 2 pizza song.
Yes, he's right.
Yes, it's the same song.
That's the one where is that the one they sit on his hat, correct?
Yeah, something about his hat.
A great big squash sits upon his hat. A great big squash squishes his hat real flat.
That sounds about right. Yeah, but in my memory, it's just that song is what I remember from it, because it was in the middle of that silly song with Larry that the fire alarm went off in the preschool, and it was the loudest, scariest thing I had ever experienced in my life up until that point. And we had to like evacuate the preschool because like fire alarm, right? And it was while that song was playing, and so I was traumatized forever. Anytime I heard Funicula. But I didn't know, right? Like I didn't know that song was going to come up in other parts of life. So a couple years later, when I played Spider-Man 2, the video game, and thought, oh, there's a mission where you deliver pizzas, and that shit started happening, it was bringing up like trauma that I didn't. It was like sleeper agent trauma that I didn't know I was awakening, and it made me like scared. Like I was. Like, I know it's a meme that the pizza delivery missions in Spider-Man 2 are notoriously difficult, but I was actually terrified of them.
God, that's so funny. I'm glad this lore opened up today.
We never got the crayons, by the way. I think they just threw them out. They just started burning, and that was it. They had to, like, call all our moms to pick us up early and stuff. I think we went back into the school at some point, and I was like, fuck that, there's fire in there. I got really scared. It was crazy.
I've never known anybody to do that to color with, but I remember people doing that to like make a candle out of it, and I always thought that was an ignorant idea to make a candle out of it because it just smells like crayon.
Oh,
which is not good. It's not like a pleasant scent. Now, the biggest VeggieTale tapes I remember was the one where they put the three guys in the furnace with the chocolate bunnies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rack, Shack, and Benny.
That one was called.
That's like they put them in numero uno or dos.
That's an old one.
That's like one of the very early ones.
Yeah, which I believe is that the one with Buzzsaw Woody?
Ooh. No, Buzzsaw Woody got his own Christmas special.
Yeah, that's the one. Like Buzzsaw Woody's the one I remember the most.
Yeah,
of them. Like they go and save him.
I haven't thought about Lyle the Kindly Viking in so long, and for some reason it's tied with a purple GameCube because I watched it at my oldest brother's house when he like moved into his own place, and he had also gotten a purple GameCube, so it was like brand new world to like 4-year-old or 5-year-old me, you know. So it was a blast. GameCube.
Which one of those is the better thing?
Is this thing on?
Lyle the Kindly Viking or purple GameCube?
I was a big Larry Boy head. Huge fan of Larry Boy and the Fib from Outer Space.
Oh, man, I liked the Angry Eyebrows a lot, and the PS2 game was killer. It's basically Arkham Asylum, but with a cucumber.
I don't know about that. Oh, Andy does have a copy. I never played it. I never played it growing up. Man, that's wild.
I think I may have one back here.
Did you guys ever see the 2D animated Larry Boy stuff?
Yes, yeah. Angry Eyebrows is one of those.
Yeah, Angry Eyebrows. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a 2D.
The theme song for the Larry Boy, the animated series, ripper.
Oh, yeah. That should be our theme song.
Do you think we could steal that? Do you think they're using it? Andy, do you remember the theme song for Larry Boy, the animated adventures?
Larry Boy.
Yep, that's the one.
No. Nope, different song.
That one?
Larry Boy.
No, I'm thinking of something. Hold on.
You've got a different Larry Boy song? That's the Larry Boy song.
No, different song.
That's the game. The Bad Apple.
He is that hero.
Okay.
Yeah, the theme song. Hold on. I'll get it on here.
Okay. Yep. Now it's coming back to me.
Yeah.
I need to tune in.
I believe that was the Angry Eyebrows theme song.
Oh, you're talking about... I forgot about this, frankly.
Yep.
You're acting like you're talking down to this Larry Boy.
I kind of It's not the same.
Only like the CG Larry Boy. Yeah. I'm a purist.
Do you guys remember? You guys remember this? This was a...
Oh, yeah.
This was great.
Performance of our villainous duties.
It's a real Squidward ripoff.
Mm-hmm. Should we inform audio listeners that it's just it's a dancing onion?
Dance with me, Lampy.
I remember putting that on repeat on the DVD. I would just do Dance With Me, Lampy all day.
Yeah, Lampy was a favorite in my household.
Yeah, that was the shit. Man.
I'm still digging. It's got to be buried in here somewhere.
Oh man, yeah, you just must not have had this one. Man, it was great.
No. I believe that is Angry Eyebrows, correct?
I think that is Angry Eyebrows. Yeah. Oh, Dance With Me, Lampy is an all-time classic.
Now, are you guys ready for me to change gears and take us to another all-time classic?
Might as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Today I finally caught up on some homework.
Did you watch Joe Dirt 2?
I watched Joe Dirt 2 in its entirety today.
Oh, man, I was hoping you would forget. I didn't do it.
Let me tell you, you don't need to. But let me tell you, this is the most off-the-wall insane movie I've ever seen in my life. Just based off of your knowledge, because everyone's seen Joe Dirt 1.
Sure.
What
I
would
would
you
hope so.
think Joe Dirt 2 is about?
Okay, first of all, I hope he has that same haircut that they revealed at the very end of Joe Dirt 1. Where it's not a mullet anymore, it's like crazy dreadlocks. Okay, all right, then
they
forget
ignored
it.
that, put him right back to mullet.
Forget it. What's the point?
But what would be your, like, give me a plot idea of what you would think the basis of Joe Dirt 2 is.
There's no way they got Kid Rock back.
You can't nail it.
Did they ever do anything with his sister? I know his parents suck.
Yeah, I don't think they do anything with his sister.
But does he have to like find his sister? Okay. Well,
that is not it. Should I just jump into it? Are you ready? I have four.
Does he have to go back to Silvertown?
Oh, he lives in Silvertown.
Of course. Okay, boom. I'll take that. Let's go.
So, Joe Dirt 2 starts. This started in the craziest way ever. It starts with 4 guys sitting outside of a garage, and they're like talking, and they're like telling the story of Joe Dirt. And then it cuts to Joe Dirt on a park bench, and he talks to this lady, and then he proceeds to tell her the story of Joe Dirt. So automatically in the first 4 minutes of this movie, I am confused because it's a guy telling a story about Joe Dirt telling a story about what he's doing. And that confused me so much. And then it immediately throws to a Sopranos theme parody of Joe Dirt driving to his trailer. Like the entire thing.
I think you're making this sound way better than it actually is.
And then we catch up with Joe Dirt and Brandy where they are in their life. I'm going to spoil the whole movie here just for people, just so they know, because no one is going to go through the work that I did today.
You're making it more enticing than the trailer.
A crackle logged in.
So Joe Dirt and Brandy, they live in a silver Airstream trailer with 3 kids. I did not write down their names. We meet all them, see they're doing great, and then it shows us Mark McGrath. You got your hand up? Let it rip.
Yeah, sorry. I just before we get to Mark McGrath, how did you watch this?
Don't ask.
All right.
You don't want to know.
So is Mark McGrath his neighbor or roommate?
Mark McGrath lives, I think, in their trailer park, which appears to just be their trailer and Mark McGrath's trailer. There's not a lot of scene setting here.
For also, those in the audience, what's the lore behind Mark McGrath in this episode again?
They know who Mark McGrath is.
Mark McGrath is the reason we're watching Joe Dirt 2. I don't remember how we got there.
I don't know.
I just spilt Coke Zero all over myself.
Should have gone with Wild Pepsi Zero Sugar.
I almost just revealed my naked stomach, wiping my arm off with my shirt like a schlub.
I can censor that.
So most of Joe Dirt 2 is shot like it looks like a soap opera. Like you can clearly see the sets everywhere. It just doesn't look like it had much of a budget behind it.
Yeah.
So Mark McGrath, they set him up. He wants to steal Brandy from Joe Dirt. He's basically Kid Rock again, but he's Mark McGrath.
Damn.
And there's a scene here where he like gets up and hits a guy with a guitar. And at this point in the movie, I have laughed 3 times. I have kept a laugh counter through this entire thing. I'll tell you the amount of times Joe Dirt 2 made me laugh. So then after that, they talk about how Joe Dirt got a job as a logger. And then they sit down for their lunch break. And for 5 full minutes of this movie, it is people farting on Joe Dirt as a joke. They just get up and they fart on him, and then another guy gets up and farts on him. And that's the bit for 5 full minutes of this movie.
Like literally farting on him?
Yeah, it is the most farts I've ever seen in a movie back to back. They're like all making fun of him, and then they fart on him, and then this girl comes up and is like, "Don't make fun of Joe Dirt," and then she turns around and farts on him, and then they keep doing it. It's a large portion of this movie. And then this is where Joe Dirt 2 goes entirely off the rails, and this is where I was like, I'm locked in.
It was on rails to begin with?
there's a big storm, and Joe Dirt's like getting his family in the bunker, and his daughter's like, I need my tiara from our birthday party. So he gets them in the shelter and runs back to their trailer, and the trailer gets sucked up by a tornado, and then with him in it, and it lands on top of a biker, and it's suddenly sunny outside. And all the bikers are like, you killed our leader, so you get to take his boots and be the leader of the biker gang. And he's like, okay. And then he says something about they're like making inappropriate jokes. And he's like, you can't talk like that. It's 2015. And they go, no, it's not. It's 1965. And Joe Dirt has traveled through time.
No way. They pulled a Men in Black 3?
This is a time travel movie.
Oh,
I was so locked in. I was like, why? And this is my fifth laugh is here at this point.
How many minutes in is this?
He says, I ain't got no diapers on, so it can't be 1965, because he was born in 1965.
Oh God.
And that line delivery really got me.
How long does it take the movie to get there? Because I thought that was the whole dang thing.
A solid 20 minutes.
That's
this is
it?
a 2-hour film. This is a full 2-hour film.
And I didn't know they had the
from
budget
here,
for that.
It's just ripping and ripping. This, I think Crackle blew their entire budget on this.
It's 110 minutes, yeah. And budget, by the way, 3.7 million.
Oh yeah, Crackle blew their whole budget. That's the whole Crackle budget.
There's a reason they're bankrupt.
So they're in this bar as bikers, and then Joe Dirt's giving them all silly names, and he's like, we can't go beat people up as bikers. We got to help people. So they throw him out because he's being queer, is what they say.
Yeah, okay.
And then he does that joke where he does the classic Joe Dirt joke.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then he takes off with the boots of the leader, and these biker guys go after him. And that kind of sets up the whole basis of this movie. So then we get, if you haven't seen Happy Gilmore 2 yet, which I believe all of us here have, they do this thing where they constantly call back to Happy Gilmore 1 and just show full scenes of it.
Yeah, show it, yeah.
Apparently they started that in Joe Dirt 2, because they do that where he runs into Buffalo Bob, and then he's like, I'm going to dig a hole in my living room, and then they cut back to that scene. And I was like, this is way out of nowhere and unnecessary, because he runs into him in the middle of a field somewhere in 1965.
Yeah.
He looks the same age in both times. I don't know what the point is there.
Well, it's all those new skin suits he's making. That's how he looks so young.
So I'm gonna skip over some unimportant stuff here, because he thinks he sees Brandy and Mark McGrath. Turns out it's their parents. Not really that important. Mark McGrath invents the old the ding dong in the popcorn trick, and then his whole family comes in to grab the popcorn. And they all laugh at him. Yeah, it's a whole. That's
the name of the podcast. That's us.
Yeah, I slipped it in there. That was a little thing for me when I was writing my notes. We'll jump over that to Joe gets the genius idea.
Oh, you're talking about
buy
milk duds, aren't you? They're not ding dongs.
No. Oh, yeah. That's definitely what I meant. Joe goes and buys comic books because he thinks he can bury them and then sell them in the future when he gets back to the future for money, so he can buy his kids braces.
Smart.
But then the bikers catch up with him, and they make more jokes about his sexuality and how he would ride behind another guy on a bike but not use a phone book to separate them. And that's like another solid 2 minutes. And then the police show up to arrest Joe for using counterfeit money to buy these comic books because it's from the future. And he turns around to talk about the bikers, and they're gone. And then he turns back to the police, and they try to arrest him, and he runs away. And then turns back, and the bikers are still there. The bikers don't exist. They're made up.
No.
They're all in Joe's head.
Wait, for real? For real?
Yeah, that's not the craziest thing that happens here. It gets even more convoluted here. So Joe runs from there to a bar called Ruby's because it sounds like boobies and he likes boobies. That was my sixth laugh.
Yeah, I would laugh at that.
It was a pretty good one. I gotta respect that joke. And inside the bar, he runs into the band Leonard Skinner as young children starting their band called the Wildcats, and helps them write the song Tuesday's Gone.
Happy Madison connection.
They're like, we're going to get rich, and then we can buy airplanes. And then he gets sad and leaves.
Oh, yeah, I get that joke. Too bad they didn't cut away to it in case you missed the joke.
Yeah.
So if you're ready for it to get even more crazy, he then wanders through the woods to get away from the bikers that are still chasing him, and then he hops on the train. He hops on a train, like there's a train coming, and he jumps on it to get away from him. And then they make more jokes about his sexuality. That they really push this joke like over and over again.
Yeah.
And you want to guess what year this movie came out?
2015, right? I don't have to guess.
That is exactly
I know
right.
Movies.
Yes,
Damn.
it is. And then while he's on this train, he takes a nap and he has a dream about Kick and Wing from the first one. And this is kind of like that Happy Gilmore thing, but it's actually a whole new scene where he tells him what he does now is instead he's a drug dealer instead of a firework dealer. And then it ends with a Thug Life meme. Like, you know, where the sunglasses come down and the little joint goes into their mouth? That happens to Joe Dirt in the scene. It has the Thug Life meme in the scene.
I forget this came out my senior year of high school. That's wild.
How do the glasses come down? Is it just
from the sky?
post,
They land on him.
It's an edit.
Yep. Yeah.
It's not like they did
It's
some
the full-
like goofy like string thing. You know.
It is
I
exactly
mean-
how someone would have done it on YouTube in 2015.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude. I mean, we
man.
thought like MLG era memes were so peak. Like there was like no way this is ever gonna expire.
Do you think
So,
that was a studio note? Do you think they were like, your ending sucks? It needs a punchline. And then they were just like,
Can
just
we add a
put
Thug
sunglasses
Life?
on him. Put glasses on him. That'll make the podcast better. See? Full
Let me
circle.
compare against all of Crackle's other productions. Oh wait,
Yeah, well, pretty much.
Don't forget Dead Rising Watchtower.
Hey, they hosted Basic Instinct 1 and 2 for like a decade. So, you know, big money.
So are you ready for me to step up Joe Dirt even more?
Yeah.
After the Kick and Wing thing, it flashes back to the guys at the very beginning that were sitting around the garage telling the story of Joe Dirt. But then suddenly Joe Dirt's sitting next to him and it breaks the fourth wall. And they're like, Joe Dirt, you're dreaming. You're in Joe Dirt 2 right now. Why have we overwritten this movie? And then it just flashes back to where they were. And I was like, why is there a fourth wall break in the middle of this movie?
wait, and they just start over?
They just go back to what he was doing. He's back to the train. Actually, he doesn't go back to the train. I forgot this. After he wakes up, he's suddenly standing outside of a nightclub, not on a train. The train is completely gone at this point. It's a very strange transition. And then a guy asks him if he smokes, and he says no. And then he beats him up, and Joe Dirt wakes up on a beach missing his organs. They harvest his kidney and his gallbladder and his liver. So Joe Dirt doesn't have any of those anymore. But then he says, while they were in there, they left a hamburger wrapper and and some change and the can that when you turn it over moves like a cow, and then he stands up and turns and it makes the noise, and that was laugh number 7 because that's a good one. That one caught me off guard as well. So now Joe Dirt is actually on a deserted island, and he survives there for 12 years like it's Castaway.
12 years?
Yeah, 12 years. He says 12 years he's there. And then he sends out, so he throws this bottle out with a message, and then a message comes back. And he says in his message, I can see this chapel, the tip of this chapel, and that's the only thing I can see. And then the bottle that comes back says, oh, I can also see that from where I am. And I'm at a Marriott hotel. And then he turns around and climbs the mountain behind him. And he is actually in Miami the whole time, just on a beach. And he just didn't know because he didn't go far enough. So he wasn't actually
Classic.
on an island.
It's a Twilight Zone episode right there.
It is now 1977.
What? Why?
Because 12 years, 12 years.
Because he was on the island for 12 years.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, it gets more confusing with time later.
So it's not even like he traveled forward from a certain point. He lived 12 years going.
Yeah, 12 years on an island. That was actually just a beach in Florida. So then,
Can I, how many minutes
interject all you want.
How many
Oh,
minutes?
we're getting to the later half now. We're a little over halfway through now.
It was like 45 to an hour.
Yeah, around there.
Okay. How are you feeling as a viewer while you're...
I am all the way locked in on this. I am
locked
so
in.
committed to finishing Joe Dirt 2. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm
but,
like, it can't get any more
is that
insane.
good or bad?
And then it keeps going.
Are you having a bad time?
I just am. it's one of those things that it's like so bad I can't stop. And we're about to come up on laugh number 8, so that helps push it a little farther as I'm 8 laughs into this, an hour into this comedy movie. In Miami, he runs into Christopher Walken playing Clem from the first movie, and Christopher Walken is still a mobster at this point. He's not a janitor yet, and he tells him to have Joe Dirt whacked and to put his body in a trunk and his wacky hair in another trunk. That was laugh number 8.
Wait, is
Just
he
thought
like
it was
young?
good delivery from him? Yeah,
Or-
he's young Christopher Walken, but he looks old.
That would make me laugh. Yeah.
So Christopher Walken doesn't kill Joe Dirt because Joe sees that NASCAR's on the TV, and he apparently has immense NASCAR knowledge and can tell you who won first, second, and third place in every single NASCAR race.
He's the sports almanac.
Until the next, So then he keeps him alive, and they make a bunch of money together until Clem convinces Joe that he should go back and find Brandy, like when they meet in 2001, so that they don't so it doesn't change the course of time. They still meet each other. And he convinces Joe Dirt to have a shot, but he's like, I don't have any of my organs anymore, so I don't know what this is going to do. And he takes a shot, and then it goes through a weird transition, and he wakes up in a hospital. And they say that he got on stage at a Donny Osmond concert and got punched so hard in the balls by security that they went up into his heart, and they have to surgically remove them from his stomach. And now it is suddenly the year 2001 and the day before he met Brandy and Joe Dirt won.
What?
So we jumped 2 decades with a shot. He took a shot in 1977. I guess we've jumped over 2 decades.
I want to be on
to
board since it's a
2001.
comedy. I want to say yes, but some of it's like, okay, I guess we're doing audience involvement now. That's okay. That's not the way I expected us to get to that year. Yeah.
I'm surprised there's not more repeated jokes and callbacks to the first movie.
Surprisingly less than you'd think.
Yeah.
So Joe Dirt, so they have to surgically remove his testicles. They are now like a giant, hangy set.
You're
And
telling me
he's
for
like-
almost 25-ish years he was out. He was in a coma.
Yep. Yeah, that's what they're saying, I guess.
Okay. Sorry, I
probably
was just
said
trying to figure out
bang a
that
lot.
time gap. Sorry,
There was
that double it and give it to the next person. Jeez.
Yeah, there's absolutely no timeline here on what he's doing.
Cool.
If he's partying all this time with Clem and it's in 2001, or if they're partying making money for 4 years and then he gets hit in the balls and it's 2001. There is no explanation. He's just he wakes up and they're like, you got to recover from your surgery. And he's like, I got to go find Brandy. It's today. And they're like, you can't do that. And then he gets on a plane and gets his sack stuck in the toilet. And there's a whole 5-minute scene there of them flushing it and it hurting.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess it is, isn't it? So then, because of the whole in the toilet thing, he has to drive the rest of the way. So he drives and he runs out of gas, and then he drives a train, and then he just runs because they just cut that whole bit off and they ignored that happened. And then as he's running, the motorcycle gang catches up with him 3 decades later. Because they're still chasing him, because don't forget they're not real. And then Clem shows up out of nowhere with an umbrella, and he does the little finger gun motion and shoots the lead biker with no bullets. He just does that, and then the biker falls over dead.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we're still off the wall. It still gets weirder. Well, how far are we into the show? Have I used up 20
Brian
minutes
Wilson.
of our show?
Yeah, just keep going. I swear, if he gets through all this and then he wakes up in the desert
Again,
with Kick and Wing and it just knocked his head on the atom bomb, if that was the whole bit, the whole movie is just that's what he was dreaming of.
Half of Joe
That
Dirt
would be
2
kinda
never
funny.
happened.
Yeah.
It seems like none of it fucking happened. Back to the Future.
After this whole thing where Clem kills the biker, Joe runs to Brandy's, but he doesn't get there to save the dog, because they meet with him saving the dog, who has the same problem as Joe with the whole
Nuts
sack
frozen to the
stuck to the
porch.
porch thing. Yeah. So he runs into him, but Mark McGrath shows up and just rips him off of the porch for him. And then she falls in love with him instead of Joe Dirt. Kid Rock, nowhere to be seen.
Wait, so Mark McGrath is Robbie the whole time?
No. Mark McGrath is a man named Jimmy.
Okay, they're just different characters. Okay, well,
Yep,
okay,
yep,
whatever.
they're different characters because they
They're
mention at the
just hoping
beginning.
the audience won't remember.
When they introduce Mark McGrath, they say, "This is Jimmy. He's even worse than Robbie was." And they just tell it away that Kid Rock is not coming back, but we got Mark McGrath.
Whatever.
So after that happened, it goes back to them to Joe telling the story, and then the other guys telling the story before, and they're kind of like just rambling with no real sense before it cuts back to Joe Dirt just sitting in the street.
Yeah.
And the lead biker guy walks up, but now he's in a suit. And this, I haven't revealed this until just this moment. The main biker is Patrick Warburton.
Oh,
The main biker guy that's been chasing him the whole time. So now Patrick Warburton's back and he's in a suit. And then he tells Joe he's got to take him back to Silvertown because he's got to see stuff. And it is now 2015 again, also, by the way. Didn't explain. He's just been like hanging out in the street, and he's been a janitor for a concert venue on all this time. And that's kind of stuff that's revealed while he's talking to this lady on a bench while the people in the garage are telling the story about Joe. So they go back to Silvertown, and now it's full of homeless people, and Mark McGrath somehow got super rich, and he kind of looks like Bret Michaels, and he has changed the name of Silvertown to Jimmytown.
I bet they could have got Bret Michaels.
Oh, they
Now that
certainly
you
could
mention
have.
it. There really is
So
Back
when
to the
they-
Future Part 2.
When they reveal Jimmy as
2015 and all.
as this Bret Michaels guy, they then do a solid 5-minute bit, just like the fart bit. It goes on for so long of Jimmy trying to convince his friends that are with him to soak tampons in vodka and stick them up their butts. This is a 5-minute bit. It goes on for a really long time. That's the joke. And it goes on for a really long time.
Nobody in the editing process. Okay, go on.
You could have shaved a solid half hour off of this movie.
I bet you could, yeah.
You probably could have shaved a solid hour and a half off of this movie. So while they're here in 2015, Joe like shows up to Jimmy's house, and Jimmy's like, "I've got all these other girls. I don't care about Brandy, but they're married." And he's like, "I got to go talk to Brandy." And he goes to talk to her, and she's like, "I'm happy with my life, but my husband doesn't like me." And he's like, "But we're in love and we had kids." And then he's like, "And now I'm going to be super rich because I buried these comic books." And she's like, "You don't get why people like you." And then she like leaves the room, and Patrick Warburton turns to him and he's like, "You still haven't figured out what you're supposed to learn here. Also, I'm an angel, and if I don't help you, then I don't get my wings." I can see the irritation on your face. So the whole point of this whole movie is that Joe Dirt has to learn to love himself as he is. And if he does, then Patrick Warburton will get his wings. So when Brandy leaves, he sits there and like talks to himself and then realizes that plain old Joe Dirt's not so bad. And Patrick Warburton gets his wings, and then suddenly it like whooshes, and he's back in the normal timeline in 2015 with his family.
Did a bell ring?
Yeah, he said there's a noise, but it only happens once he gets his wings, but he didn't get them on screen.
Whatever. Is that it?
Now there's more. No, there's more.
Wrap it
So
up.
when he's with his family and they're like, "Oh, we love you as regular Joe Dirt," and then they're walking down this old country road and he sees a tree,
Yeah.
and he's like, "No way!" And he digs it up, and the comic books he buried in his dream world to save money are under the tree.
Yeah.
So he can still sell his comic books and be rich. And then it ends with a concert by Colt Ford singing a song about Joe Dirt.
Who?
Cole Ford, he's that cowboy that raps.
Okay. No way those comic books are not ravaged by that tree. Growing
They're under
for
like he puts
50
them in like a
years.
little metal tin.
Who gave Quentin this homework?
Quentin did.
You know when a teacher gets mad at a student for turning in a 30-page essay for a 5-page assignment? That's kind of what this was.
You just got to give him a B on principle.
I'm impressed.
Do you not
It
feel
was
like
not
you
necessary.
do you feel like I could have left any of that out?
No, that's the thing. I'm like mad at Joe Dirt even more. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think Joe Dirt too should have left all that out.
That's the thing. Like there were so many times where I'm like, okay, so they broke their own logic, and then you're like, we're 40 minutes in, and I'm like, that's the ender. That's how the comedy movie ends.
And it's all the same people too. Like everybody returned for this.
Yeah.
Same writer. The writer from the original movie directed this.
I'm pretty impressed.
So, long story short, I think I'm a Joe Dirt 2 fan by accident.
Wait, what was the total laugh count?
We got up to 8 laughs.
Oh,
in Joe Dirt
okay.
2.
So that eighth one was a little while back.
One every 15 minutes,
Yeah.
folks. One every 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I was
it,
front
and
loaded
it's
with 3. I was front loaded with 3 laughs, and then it was a while before 4 came in.
Is it better than Joe
Yeah.
Dirt 1?
Absolutely not.
Okay, good.
Nowhere near as good as Joe Dirt 1.
I used to watch Joe Dirt 1 on DVD a lot. So much so that I got really deep into the commentary tracks, which is a thing that used to be on DVDs. And there's one where it's just David Spade doing commentary, and he goes over everything. And you know that scene in Joe Dirt where he gets the meteor, and then he finds $5 on the sidewalk, and then he goes and eats with the meteor, and he's like, "This is what we call being in burger heaven." And it turns out it's poop, and he's eating off it. But then there's the drive-in that he's eating at. They like close down, and then he starts talking to his meteor and saying, he's like, "Meteor, we got to make a change, man. We need some purpose in life." And it's like a serious moment, kind of. And there are very few moments in the movie that are like that. On the commentary track, that starts happening, and David Spade just goes, "Acting, caution, acting," as if we didn't know. Like he was like embarrassed that there was a serious moment in this movie.
He's like, "Man, the only part I wish I cut out of Joe Dirt was the part where I was serious."
Caution, acting. It happens a couple times, and it's a great commentary track. Highly recommend.
God, I hope Joe Dirt 2 has a commentary.
He had no interest in being an artsy, actor type ever, I don't think. I can't think of one dramatic role he's attempted.
What was that show?
Rules of Engagement.
Yeah, that's probably the closest he got. But he just played a scumbag in that show.
That's because he played a Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother type, where he was like a ladies' man, but Patrick Warburton was also in that one. Full circle. Full circle.
Yeah. That must be where they linked up.
Just get all their friends in there,
Yeah.
I have never watched that show, and I honestly forgot it existed until you mentioned that. I remember seeing one episode and being like, "This is knockoff How I Met Your Mother," and then never watched it because I'm a diehard How I Met Your Mother fan.
I used to be, especially in that 2015 Crackle era. That was definitely, I was consuming How I Met Your Mother on the binge.
Is that a Chuck Lorre show?
No,
it is not. No, that is Carter Bays and what's the other guy's name?
Lorre?
No, my dad does.
Okay.
Have you ever seen the ending of 2.5 Men?
I haven't, but I'm sure my dad has.
I think I watched like a Drew Gooden video or something on it, or like there was some, maybe I never firsthand.
They, in the end of 2.5 Men, I'm not a 2.5 Men watcher. I just know that just through being baffled by how they do it. They want to bring back Charlie Sheen, even though they kill him. No, when Ashton Kutcher comes back, they kill him off. When they bring him back, they don't actually get him to do it. They make a CG Charlie Sheen, and they bring him back as this like cartoon animal, and he like is on a date with this big boob lady and knocks over like a salt and then snorts it. And there's like this whole cartoon scene with Charlie Sheen. And then the very ending is like a body double walking up in his Hawaiian shirt, and he like rings the doorbell to the house and a piano falls on him.
Mm-hmm.
It is
piano,
a
huh?
shark jump of an episode of the entire basis of 2.5 Men.
I have to see this. Well, it's definitely a CG piano.
Yeah, no, I'll
No,
find
wait for it. Wait for it. The creator of the show.
Winning.
And it's
That's insane. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Chuck Lorre says winning and they drop a piano on him?
Yeah.
No
because,
way.
Yeah. It's like petty, but it's also like trying to be like self-deprecating.
Okay.
It's just like a whole bunch of like, man, that's how
All
you're
right.
gonna, okay, fine.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What do we got?
So here we are. Here is the scene I was referring to.
Oh, is this the same episode? They're in the same clothes.
Oh,
So yes, this should
is,
be.
you could
episode.
say animated.
Oh, it's like food fight
Yeah.
animated. I thought
Yeah.
you meant they did like
Also-
a photorealistic CG version.
No, it's a cartoon
Oh, no.
Charlie Sheen.
Okay, this is also insane. What the
They
hell
make
happened to
a
this
head
show?
joke? It's only the finale that
I'm sorry, it's sugar, not salt, that he vacuums up with his vacuum cleaner nose.
Oh wow!
It's just a lot of shots of Charlie Sheen, and I'm not like a fucking fan of him, but it's like if I'm the show and I've invested in Ashton Kutcher, like what's the point of this finale if not to shit on everything that's come
yeah,
in
Chuck
between?
Lorre just hates this guy.
Yeah, and,
Imagine,
like,
what did this run for? Like a decade? This is like a 10-year series?
12 years, I
More
believe.
than that.
12 years, I'm pretty sure.
Or they kill a goat?
I'm like Hannibal Lecter. It's a reference.
So yeah, I forgot about this. They
Yeah,
explain
because
why Charlie
tiger
Sheen left,
blood.
why he left the series. He never actually died.
Of course.
He was actually just kidnapped for however long Ashton Kutcher was on the show.
Why would they do
Stupid.
this animation?
Why? What? More importantly, why do I have Spanish subtitles on for it?
Again, Silence of the Lambs, yeah.
Joe Dirt callback. Here we
Yeah,
go.
Joe Dirt right
He's in
there.
a hole in the floor.
This is absurd.
It's very long for an episode of 2.5 Men.
This is like the whole episode.
What,
They
a
had to
22-minute
fade in
sitcom?
and fade out.
Oh yeah, they hit a commercial break for sure.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they've got nearly nude Porky Pig.
Why did
Yes,
they do this?
There's no plot tie-in as to why they just went into animation. It just,
Well, it's because they couldn't get Charlie Sheen to come back. So to
no,
explain
I
where
know
he's
that's
been all
the
this
actual
time.
reason, but in the show, they don't have a reason.
He's telling the story. That's why. Because the lady that trapped him
But it's not
is
like
telling them what happened.
it's not. Yeah, it's not like that was a new thing they did with the season. That was that episode exclusive.
As far as I know.
Okay.
And then it ends with him getting a piano dropped on him.
So how'd you
Which-
feel about how'd you feel about that?
How'd I feel about it? Like, as a not viewer of 2.5 Men?
Well, clearly you remembered it more than
I think it. Well, I didn't watch this as it aired. I found out about this years later. I did. I said I didn't watch more than an episode of 2.5 Men. That was a misremembrance of. There was a brief time when Ashton Kutcher took over that I was like, is this show going to be good? And I watched like 3 or 4 episodes as they premiered, and I was like, no, I don't think this is for me.
You just thought it was a
No.
new season of Punk'd?
No, I was like, maybe this will be good. I like Ashton Kutcher, and apparently I didn't like him enough.
I think that's fair.
Chuck Lorre is 72 years old, which is a lot older than I thought, but I don't know why I should be shocked about that.
Well, he has been writing Sheldon for like 2 decades.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Did anybody
Yeah, that
watch
tracks.
Bob Hart's Abishola?
I don't know what that is.
I can't believe he brought up Sheldon and you didn't mention that we were outside of young Sheldon's house.
Oh, that's true. We went, yeah, we were in LA a little while back, and
Like at night, it's not a sidewalk. We probably trespassed.
Like the actor
no, like the
or the house for the show.
in the show when they cut to the exterior of the house, it's just a house in Where were we? What was that area?
North Hollywood, the Valley. Not quite
The Valley.
Sherman Oaks.
Did you take a picture with
Valley
it?
Village. That's what the place
It's like
is called.
someone's private residence, and they have a fence installed. So we just said, "All right, we saw it," and then we dipped.
I took a picture. What are you, an idiot?
Oh, he did.
It's on TV.
That's not the same. They have permits. They are studios.
It's a public street. I walked right up to it.
Yeah, you're starting to sound like Google.
Oh.
I can see in their windows.
I'm gonna become a first rights. I'm gonna whatever. I'll become a First
go
Amendment
on.
auditor.
We are, for the first time ever, like actually hitting like the end time by the end of our story, thanks to Joe Dirt 2. Does anybody have anything else they want to get to before
Shit, we gotta
we
wrap up.
reconvene next week?
Well, see, the glasses mean that I've been paying some thought. My diagnosis for Quentin, you have a gambling problem. I think it's weird that your taste buds taste crayons. You're probably religious. You're a VeggieTales drone. You might be a masochist. You literally said the quote, "so bad I can't stop."
Are these real notes that you took?
He took notes the whole episode. Did he
Doctor's
analyze?
notes? And
He
wor-
analyzed me.
Worst of all, you're a doo-doo Dirt 2 fan. That shit screams Stockholm Syndrome.
We should do this
sorry.
every week. I like patient
You're
notes.
easy to indoctrinate. That's my diagnosis.
You know, I did kind of feel like I was in Buffalo Bob's hole while I was in the middle of Joe Dirt 2. I was like,
Watch it.
I'm trapped and I can't leave.
Yeah, it's the dedication to the craft every single time. I'm very impressed.
I'm
Now, wait,
impressed.
did you only analyze me?
Yeah.
Hey, tune in next week. Maybe it'll be something else.
Yeah.
Oh boy.